at a home is something that we certainly hope never happens, but most families don't have a plan in place in case the worst does occur. In 2009, fire departments treated more than 13,000 fire-related injuries that could have been prevented. And with more than 350,000 residential fires happening every year, it is critical that you take steps to prepare. Tampa Bay Parenting Magazine editor Angela Ardolino is here now with some potentially life-saving advice for you. Always good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Sure. First of all, you say you want families to put a plan in place, but not only put one in place, put it into practice as well.
Absolutely. It's so important to know, to be ready for something awful like this. And it's really important for them to plan an escape route. You know, I know we live in a two-story house, so how do we get from the second story if the first story is, you know, on fire? And it's not, we're not here to scare the kids, but if they know what to do in an emergency, they'll act upon it. And if you practice it and do it together, they'll do it naturally even if something crazy is going on. So it's really important for them to come up with a routine, know how to get out, know where to escape, and more importantly, where is everyone going to meet up once we get out of the house so that we know that everyone got out safe. So it's really important for them to know a plan.
You know, a lot of kids are mesmerized and amazed by fire. You say for that reason, parents should take time to educate their kids about fire and also set an example.
Educate, absolutely. We were just talking about being proactive. It's not something don't touch, don't play with it, don't do it. No, this is why you don't play with fire. This is what can happen if you play with fire. This is what's flammable. And being proactive. And we talked about you know, I said I had a flickering light that the next thing I know I had smoke. Pay attention to those types of things in your home. You know, those plug-in things or night lights that get real hot. Many fires have been caused by that. So I think there's nothing better than having a child that is proactive, knows what to look for, and can be the one that say, hey, Mommy, this thing is brown or really hot, or it looks like it's burning, or I smell something burning. If they know about it, then there'll be little eyes and ears out there for you to make sure that your house doesn't catch on fire.
A lot of people may not take the time to go around their house and check for hazards, but you mentioned those things that, you know, a lot of us have, those plug-in deodorizers that we think, you know, are just there to help the house smell good, but they could potentially cause a fire. You had an experience with that. One of your friends had a home almost burned down because of one.
Yes, it did. Her entire kitchen gone. It's just really important for everybody in the house to know and look out for these things and take steps to keep everybody safe. Not to scare them, to educate them so that they're, again, like I always say, they're part of team family, so everybody's looking out for any type of hazards or anything that could go wrong. And if it does something goes wrong, you do know what to do. The stop, drop, and roll. What's your escape route? Where's the fire extinguisher? I think, you know, children a certain age should learn how to use a fire extinguisher so that it's not the time that you're, you know, putting out a fire when you're trying to figure out how to use it, that you know how to use it beforehand. So it should just be a routine and something you talk to your children about, that they're not afraid of fire, but they know what happens if it gets out of control and not to play with it.
Always good advice. I guess we should point out, too, that those plug-ins aren't necessarily a fire hazard, but you just want to check and make sure that they could
be the plug.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be old faulty wiring.
Yeah, better safe than sorry.
That's right.
Always good to see you, Angela. And she's going to be back with us next week to talk about how to tame those tempers that you may be dealing with. And if you missed any of those points that Angela just mentioned, or you want to share the information with another parent, just go to abcactionnews.com. You can also find help with a variety of parenting issues on the Tampa Bay Parenting website. That's tvparenting.com. And while you're there, you can sign up for a subscription to Tampa Bay Parenting Magazine.